this isn't exactly Demi's problem. It's like a problem of women being too empowered on the internet in general, you know?
Yeah, they're definitely getting too much screen time.
Yeah, and it's like, it's bad because, again, kind of the onus is on you to constantly tell your story. And if you're going to tell your story, that means your story has to be like riveting and interesting on some level. But we're all desensitized to like the normal amounts of trauma. The thing is, I'm convinced that people are programmed to forget our traumas and not relive them. But once you introduce the idea that you can profiteer off of your traumas, people, you know, the little Edison bulb goes off in their heads.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to forget or like repress your trauma.
Yeah.
And then it does like manifest itself in these, which is what's happening with Demi Lovato. I don't think she's like a mastermind. You know, I think she is like legitimately traumatized and unfortunately also has like Munchausen's as a result of that.
Yeah, and it has effectively what's like a megaphone in her hand at all times.
Exactly. So but the way that to sort of, I don't think forgetting your trauma is the goal. I think it's sort of like accepting it and moving past it.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's good to repress, but I think just most people are literally programmed to move on and to, like, I wouldn't say work through, but to you know, keep on trucking, keep it moving because like there's life to attend to. I think most people are not naturally inclined to draw out their trauma in the public eye, but now that it's become popular, I think like women especially like mimic one another.
Yes, and I feel like we've talked about it, but I feel like there's no actual psychological evidence that telling your story and broadcasting your trauma publicly actually does help people. I think all of the evidence we have to that is like anecdotal.
Yeah. And
the loudest people advocating for that trauma management strategy are like women on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, who frankly, like in kind of in the grand scheme of things are fairly fortunate because again they're like usually celebrities on Twitter. Like I have like a whole roundup, like Lady Gaga was like retreading her rape trauma
right
and talking about how it caused a psychotic break. AOC was trotting out her insurrection trauma.
She's gonna be talking about that
forever. She said it was like fighting in a war and now she's in therapy for that.
God.
Oprah teamed up with Prince Harry, who's a spiritual female, to do a show about mental health trauma.
And he did like whatever that rapid eye movement therapy thing is, like on the show. He's like totally prostrating himself on the like wellness stage.
Yeah, it's like insane.
It's really pathetic. It's gross.
I thought like when you were like a beautiful BPD bulimic like Princess Di that you just had gay sons, not BPD sons, but like
if only Princess Di was around to tell us about her trauma.
Yeah, totally. Prince Harry also had some headline about how Meghan Markle told him that she didn't kill herself because she didn't want to leave him alone. It's like, you're not that special. You get a new wife.
Gaslighting.
Yeah, it's like
once
crazy.
Again another instance of gaslighting.
Bella Hadid was talking about Palestine from like the luxurious confines of her father's real estate empire. I mean, she is Palestinian.
She's Palestinian.
He himself, he posted an Instagram of like shedding a single tear. Yeah.
Wow.
For the people of Palestine. And it's like, I actually understand the Hadids because they literally are Palestinian, but like how many real estate deals with Israelis does that guy have? Because it's impossible not to have Israeli real estate deals in Beverly Hills.
I'd be interested to know.
I want to know. Yeah. We're never going to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like this whole trend of people constantly negotiating their trauma in public.
I know.
I just hate it. It feels bad and sticky and disingenuous. Nobody likes this.
Who's really profiting from it? Like Slate.com?
Yeah.
Like what's... You know,
The Atlantic.
I don't like, journalism is also in such bad shape that it's like the people even writing these clickbaity articles that seem to come out incessantly probably aren't like making tremendous profits on them anyway.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's that lucrative.
That's why we need Donald Trump back in the White House, so that the media can sustain
to
itself.
talk about his trauma of having the election robbed from him. I felt like I was being gaslit by the electoral body. I do want Donald Trump back.
I miss him.
Me too. I just want some tweets, or a podcast would be nice. I've said this before.
He has like a site where he publishes his little musings every once in a while, but it's not the same.
Yeah, no, it really is not the same without him. It just it's literally opened up the kind of hellmouth to all these females running amok with their like personal victim stories.
They were doing that
before, but now there's no counterweight in the form of Donald Trump insulting journalists and politicians.
Right. They're just running unchecked.